Welcome, beautiful hearts. We are opening a doorway to the angelic realm, and I'm certain that you can already feel the frequencies of divine love and light. My guest today is Elisha Gabriell, and she works with the angelic realm. She's got an amazing story. We're also going to have a taste of an angel temple healing.
I'm so excited to be here and to be able to be bringing this beautiful temple energy that the angels brought to me several years ago. And to share that with the world is just the most huge thing to me. So I am thrilled and humbled to be a part of this.
Where did you come into this love of yoga?
Well, I think I came in with it. I think I probably was a yogi in another lifetime, another dimension. And
Yeah.
I started being interested in yoga when I was 17. I started coming home from high school as a junior in high school and doing yoga, hatha yoga from a book. It was called Yoga, Youth, and Reincarnation by Jess Stern. And I would have supper and then I would go into my living room and do yoga. And so I started way back then. And then when I was 19 and in my second year of college in Tucson, I started teaching yoga through Tucson. Oh, yeah. And I also started teaching in Fullerton, California. The university, state university in Fullerton, had a geodesic dome, and I would teach yoga classes in that dome. And then it was my second year that I started teaching adult ed university courses. So I taught through Tucson and I taught in the college in Houston, and it was just a normal part of my life was doing yoga and teaching yoga.
Now, your parents, what did your parents do? Were they into it or were they just letting you have your way?
My mom was she wasn't into yoga in any way. No, neither was she a vegetarian, and I became a vegetarian at that time, though I am not now. But then it was the perfect thing for my body chemistry. It was the perfect thing for me as an evolving and awakening being. So, no, she just thought I was kind of strange.
I
I was the
love
only
you.
I was the only one in my little farming town in Illinois that practiced yoga. And there were no classes anywhere. There wasn't a Y that held classes. There was nothing. So that
No.
book was my lifeline. And then I got a book on Edgar Casey. Um,
Ah,
yeah, and
yes.
that just blasted me open and awakened so many memories within my being. And that was what really blasted me completely open. And of course, I continued to open as years passed and decades passed. And my ex and I started a spiritual center in Fullerton, California, the Crystal Light Center, where we had the largest selection of crystals and minerals in California. And we both taught classes. So I taught Life Force Yoga, which was my own brand of Kundalini Yoga. And I taught crystal healing through the color rays. And I taught women's circles, where women's vision circles. So we just had the best time. We had a fire pit out in the backyard and an orange grove in the backyard, and we would sit around the fire pit in the back and at night under the stars and do our medicine work, our visionary work. And then he and I grew apart, and we grew apart very naturally. We, kind of clung to the old for a while, and then we had to admit that yes,
Mm.
we had grown apart and we were no longer soul companions. He was going in one direction, I was going in another direction. So I took my three sons and moved to Colorado, and I longed to be in the mountains. And I'm in Colorado Springs now and at the foot of Pikes Peak and what we call the Front Range.
Since you mentioned that, you'd go out and sit under the stars, this brings us to your contact. You have had contact. Tell us about that. That's fascinating.
I'd love to. Well, I went while I was still in California and we were still running the store. I had a 6 week shamanic initiation spontaneously. I did not intend it. It just happened all by itself, where every few days, a different spirit being would come into my frequency. I would see that being, I would communicate with that being, and many wonderful, beautiful spirit beings came and took me to different dimensions, talked to me about past lives where I had done this and that, showed me past lives. I relived those past lives, at least portions of them. And one of those was in Atlantis. I had been a priestess in Atlantis and had taught classes. That's what I was there doing, was teaching classes and helping every participant, every student to realize her or his own divine nature and to awaken to the multi-dimensional being that each person was. And so I taught classes on the color rays. I've always been connected to teaching on the color rays, healing with the color rays. I taught crystal healing through the color rays. And one of my journeys, I was in, I was a teacher, and this is all detailed in my book, White Buffalo and the Rainbow Warrior, for those who would like more detail and to be carried along into that journey. I had come into the Temple of Atlantis. I had come up the front stairs and come to the top of the stairs, and there were big, huge windows from floor to ceiling within this temple. And this was a temple of learning. So it was a huge temple. It was not a small temple where you could see walls on every side. It was a vast temple. And these huge windows from floor to ceiling that were on the whole wall that I had come to the top of the stairs and was looking out at. And from that window, you could see ships coming and going, because at this point in Atlantis, and remember, Atlantis had many cycles until it finally came to a cycle of destruction, but it also had a golden age. And this is when I was there, during the golden age. And you could see ships coming and going, many of them created by the Atlanteans, many from other star clusters and universes. And I was standing by myself within that big room and all the windows. And I felt a call to look over to my left, which I did. And I saw a beam of sparkling light, maybe about 2 foot wider than my shoulders. And I just knew intuitively that I was to step into that beam of light. So I went over to my left. I stepped into that beam of light, and it was like millions of bubbles of light that flooded through my being, and they were all going in an upward direction. So I knew that I was to go up. I had no fear. And I went up within that beam of light and found myself within a small ship. And I saw a person standing in front of me, dressed in a beautiful silver suit, form fitting, skin fitting. And I could tell by looking at that suit that it was also living consciousness. The star beings acknowledge everything as living consciousness, and they work with everything as living consciousness. They create the things that they need through the principle that everything is living consciousness. So I looked at this being, and as I looked at him, he had a high forehead and large eyes, but not like huge ET eyes. He looked like a normal human being. And I knew that he was a star elder. And as I looked into his eyes, it took me seconds to recognize him. that he was my friend and brother, Rama. And Rama and I had spent eons of time serving the light in different forms. And in this form, I was an elder within the council of this particular temple in Atlantis that governed many different energies within Atlantis. And he would send me messages, which I would receive telepathically, about what was happening within Atlantis and how to give this information to the rest of the council so that we could govern and govern the country of Atlantis, the island of Atlantis, from the highest possible place, because the star beings knew what was coming before it came. And so they could let me know, and I would share that information with the rest of the council. So when I realized that, we just embraced, and I was so happy. It was like I had a long lost brother that I had not seen for many eons of time, many ages. And there we were, reunited again. So I just understood all of that. And I came back to my body as the priestess in Atlantis. And that one was complete. Then I carried that information with me throughout the rest of this lifetime so far. The second one was again in my physical body. I was getting certified as an herbalist. I was working in a store that was called Wild Oats Market, and I was the nutrition manager. Yes. And I was the nutrition and body care manager. So I was flown to different parts of the country to study different brands, and we would get to go into the labs and watch how things interacted with cells and all kinds of wonderful stuff, so that when we came back, we could then better sell their product in the store. So I was in Oregon in a little town. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I can't think of the name of it. But nope, I can't think of the name of it. But it was a small town in Oregon in the forest. And they had a regular little town. They had a little grocery store and little restaurants and stuff. And all of us that had come from all over the country to be trained slept in a bunker room with beds all along the walls. And there were about 10 of us all together that had come from all over the country to be trained. And that night I went to sleep, as did everyone, right in the midst of the forest with the trees just cradling the room that we were in, the forest environment all around us, the beautiful pure air. And I woke up and I was in a beam of light, and I was coming back from a ship, and I was asleep, but I was leaning forward against the beam of light. It was supporting my weight, and it was a physical structure that could hold my weight. My eyes were closed, and I was leaning against that beam of light. And slowly, slowly, I was coming back through the roof, back down into the room with all the beds, and over to my bed. And I knew there was a they above the beam of light that were directing this. And they took my body and turned me and laid me down on my stomach. And as just before I laid down on the bed, they turned my head to the left and laid me down so I wouldn't smush my nose. When they laid me down, I wouldn't smush my nose. And then they showed me a time when I had been living in Florida, and there were bushes all along the driveway of that little house I was living in. And in that house, there were little lizards, and I thought they were so fascinating. I would stop and talk to them. I thought they were so cute. And because they would turn their heads like a dog does when you talk to a dog, and it turns its head like it's trying to understand what you're saying. And these little lizards would turn their little green heads and look when you came by and talked to them. And I just thought they were so cute. And occasionally they would get into the house. It's normal. And so one day there was a little lizard on the wall, and these particular lizards played dead. This species would play dead so that nobody would want them, I guess. But anyway, I just took it in my hands off the wall, and it immediately played dead. And I took it outside, and just before I laid it down, I turned its little head to the left so it wouldn't bonk its nose. And I heard, "What comes around goes around." And it just blew me away.
Everything is connected.
Yes,
Everything is connected.
yes, yes. And this was years earlier. The Florida event was years before I went to Oregon and went through that training. So I don't remember, and I I knew that they had removed my memory because it was not an appropriate time for me to know whatever it was that the reason that I was there. And I knew my memory had been removed, but really the lesson for me was being so gently with love laid down exactly like I had put that little lizard in the front yard and turned its little head to the left so it wouldn't bump its nose.
Do you think we're all having these experiences, or you are just aware of yours? What's your take on that?
I think many more people are having these experiences. Are we all having those experiences? I don't think so. But I think a lot of people, especially in these past few years of more concentrated awakening, that yes, when we go to sleep, we are going into other realms and dimensions, which is why it's a wonderful thing if you can even remember a fragment of a dream that you discount immediately because it was just a teeny little fragment. Within that fragment is rich symbolism and many times humor. I keep a journal of all my dreams, which I can remember. Some I can't, and many nights I can't remember one dream, and that's okay. But when I wake up and can remember even a fragment, I will write it down, I will give it a title, and then I will decode each symbol. And I might wait until the next day when I'm a little bit further removed and I can look back and see those symbols a little bit more clearly. But your dreams are just rich with the symbology of things that you're doing during the night because everyone does leave their body at night and does do something.
Yes, all right. So this is really it's our journey of consciousness. When we really understand consciousness, it does expand into ghosts, non-physical beings, all of it, ETs, and that is an exciting journey for all of us to really steer our consciousness in that way. And that's what we're all doing here. And it's getting exciting. All right.
It
So
really
more will
is.
be resolved on that. Now, the angels, the work that you do with the angels, tell us about that because you said this came to you even just a few years ago. What happened there?
Yeah. Um, Trying to regroup myself here. Um, oh, yeah. I was just sitting quietly in reverie, not active meditation, but just sitting peacefully within myself and just kind of musing lightly on life and where I was going and things like that. And I had already been through my shamanic initiation, so I could feel when someone's consciousness came into my energy field. And I felt a presence in my energy field. And with my eyes closed, I said, "Who is there?" And they answered, "We are the angels from the heart of God, and we would like to work with you." And I said, "Okay, that would be great. That's fine by me. I'm there." Now, it took me a couple of years to, I think, kind of like a fine wine takes time to age properly. I took time to age properly before I could blend with and become the light that I am now. And the light that I am now is much a much finer frequency than I was 2 or 3 years ago. And so now I am able to start doing the work that the angels provided for me. And they also showed me we will be doing angel healing temples. I've always been a healer. And so this was right up my alley. And they showed me we will create a very high frequency called a tempo. It's a very specific high frequency. And we will create this temple. And then you will use the power of words, which is so powerful. We use words so casually sometimes without even thinking much about them. And I have learned that the power of your words that you speak, the power of the words that you think are of prime importance in your awakening. This is a major part of your awakening. So they told me that I will use particular phrases, I will use particular words, which I'm very much in tune with and very aware of and ready to bring through. And we will create a temple for not only healing, which is simply coming back to the wholeness that you already are and always were. And it's only the illusion of this reality that takes us away from that knowing of the wholeness of who we are. And this is the time where we are returning to wholeness. So this temple creates the wholeness, and all the person has to do is simply relax, open, and receive these energies. And I have felt the actual presence, the direct presence of Source Creator within that temple. I have felt it, I acknowledge it, and I know it. And I am so thrilled to be able to create these temples for other people to feel a presence of love that is so powerful that you may never have felt this level of unconditional love before in your life. And so I'm just thrilled. And I have some beautiful music that I will start as a background that's very, very high frequency, and it's called Gifts of the Angels. And so it's a powerful temple. And we have created this taste of the angelic healing temples because we don't have the time and space to do that within a podcast. So when you sign up for the group session, when you sign up for an individual session, we are going to go much more deeply into your divine self-esteem, which is something I have really had to work on. I started with as many people do. I
light
started
workers.
with very low self-esteem and very low self-value. And because I have mostly cleared that myself, I am just so passionate about offering that opportunity for other people to experience their own truest, highest light, their I am presence.
Wow, feel into that. The I am presence is our highest light. Okay, let's go into the taste of the angel healing temple. And okay, very good.
Okay. And I would like to start by inviting all participants to bring an inexpensive notebook or a journal to this particular angel healing temple, because at the end, I'm going to bring you back into this earthly realm and ask you to slowly sit up and begin to journal your experiences. They may be very subtle, they may be very powerful. You may just feel energy clearing and shifting and moving. You may feel specific things going on within your energy field. But when you can write those down immediately after the event, it keeps it from fading away like a dream. So that when tomorrow you try to remember what it was, you can't really remember because it's kind of faded. So if you sit up immediately afterward and write your experiences, you can pause this since this is going to be pre-recorded. You can pause it for 5 or 10 minutes, whatever you need, and write your experiences. So, and then I will bring you back, and then we'll talk about the sunflower angel and how I connected with the angels again and began my angel art.
Thank you. We are ready to meet the angels in the Angel Healing Temple. Thank
All right.
you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to start. We need to breathe and center. I'm a yogi till the end. So we're going to bring our arms up like this. Can you see my arms? Up? No. Yes. Elbows bent, arms back. Now elbows bent more, hands in. That's it. And now we're going to bring the arms together and expand the chest as you inhale. And exhale. Inhale, deep breath. And exhale. And one more time. Lift the chest up, fill the lungs, and gently and slowly relax. And you can now make yourself comfortable, whether it's a couch that's right next to your laptop, whether it's your chair that you can just relax back into as if you're going to take a nap. And we will start. We invite the brightest angels from the heart of God. We invite our open hearts in the power of love itself. We invite the archangels and ascended masters to join us in a co-creative event of receiving and returning to wholeness through creating a divine temple field of very high frequencies. We invite each participant to let go of needing to control the process or the outcomes. Source knows what you need better than your divine ego does. So simply be willing to let go of the old version of you and awaken to the new you. Just be willing to let go. We know that you are givers and healers in your own way, and now it's the moment for you to open and to receive. So don't try to control the healing or to send particular energies to specific parts of your body. As the temple gathers focus, you may feel the living presence of God, of Source within this temple. Acknowledge it, open to it, let it heal you with the presence of love. You'll receive new light codes, new frequencies, and brand new versions of yourself that awaken to more and more light, the light that you have always been and will be forever in each eternal now moment. We'll engage the divine blueprints of body, mind, and spirit in this intro or taste of angel healing temples. I now embrace the divine mind that I am. I am the crystal clear mind of God, Prime Creator. I am the crystal clear mind of God, Prime Creator. I am the crystal clear mind of God, prime creator. I easily focus upon and maintain. Focus daily upon those things that I choose to create. I easily focus upon and maintain focus daily upon those things that I choose to create. I easily focus upon and maintain focus daily upon those things that I choose to create. My mind now receives downloads, codes, and words of power at a deep level that allow me to create a life of joy and purpose. My mind now receives downloads, codes, and words of power at a deep level that allow me to create a life of joy and purpose. My mind now receives downloads, codes, and words of power at a deep level that allow me to create a life of joy and purpose. I know that my brilliant mind receives instructions from my center of power, my heart, and carries them out with brilliant clarity. I know that my brilliant mind receives instructions from my center of power, my heart, and carries them out with brilliant clarity. I know that my brilliant mind receives instructions from my center of power, my heart, and carries them out with brilliant clarity. My hidden mind, the subconscious, along with my open, loving heart, becomes a dazzling force for creating my own ideal world. My hidden mind, the subconscious, along with my open, loving heart, becomes a dazzling force for creating my own ideal world. My hidden mind, along with my open, loving heart, becomes a dazzling force for creating my own ideal world. My ego becomes overjoyed to merge wholly with this higher presence, the truth of who I am. My ego becomes overjoyed to merge wholly with this higher presence, the truth of who I am. My ego becomes overjoyed to merge wholly with this higher presence, the truth of who I am. As one divine being, I create the desires that are held deeply within so that my own life is fulfilled and I am able to bring my gifts easily to others. As one divine being, I create the desires that are held deeply within so that my own life is fulfilled and I am able to bring my gifts easily to others. As one divine being, I create the desires that are held deeply within, so that my own life is fulfilled, and I am able to bring my gifts easily to others. I am very aware of and taking steps toward many venues of wondrous new ideas and expressions. The angels, divine healers, and ascended masters now come in, flooding your brilliant mind that is held in consciousness and projected through your physical brain with the exact light rays that you as an individual need and will most thrive with. I now receive the light codes, releasing the density which has limited me. I am awakening within my individual divine light field with the angels from the heart of God and many other beings of the frequencies of divine light. I am now returning to the wholeness that I have always been within the realms of divine mind. I simply receive and let go of all density that I may have held from this lifetime and throughout and beyond all time and space in any form in which I exist. I simply receive and let go of all density that I may have held from this lifetime and throughout and beyond all time and space, in any form in which I exist. I hold myself in love and awaken to the light within. I hold myself in love and awaken the light within. I hold myself in love and awaken the light within. And it is so. I now embrace the pure divine blueprint of my physical form. I simply relax and receive these energies. I am the heart of God in full expression within my physical body. I am the heart of God in full expression within my physical body. I am the heart of God in full expression within my physical body. Every body system operates fully with sparkling life force and vitality. Every body system operates fully with sparkling life force and vitality. Every body system operates fully with sparkling life force and vitality. I now receive one perfect divine life cell directly from Creator. This cell contains the full perfection of my physicality, and I tenderly place this one perfect cell within the center of my heart. I now embody the wholeness and beauty of my divine blueprint as my body receives this one perfect life cell into my heart center, from which it spreads quickly throughout every other cell, filling every cell with the perfection that has always been possible and is in this now moment becoming realized. I now embody the wholeness and beauty of my divine blueprint as my body receives this one perfect life cell into my heart center, from which it spreads quickly throughout every other cell, filling every cell with the perfection that has always been possible and is in this now moment becoming realized. The angels, healers, and ascended masters now come in, flooding my exquisite and vital physical body and every body system that has always been held for me to awaken to. And I choose to do that now. The angels, healers, and ascended masters now come in, flooding my exquisite and vital physical body and every body system that has always been held for me to awaken to. And I choose to do that now. My exquisite physical body and every cell that expresses as physical now is raised in frequency to the truth of my divine blueprint. I ask my own angels to help me to maintain this frequency of physical perfection through my daily thoughts, inspirations, and guidance. Angels, please help me to maintain a frequency that will support my physical divine blueprint in every now moment. Angels, please help me to maintain a frequency that will support my physical divine blueprint in every now moment. I hold myself in love and awaken the light within. I hold myself in love and awaken the light within. And this is done. The spiritual realm. I move swiftly and surely to the light of my highest self, my I am presence. I know that everything is first created within the realm of energy, the quantum, the complete pulsary field that emanates from me and into every part of my life, my daily thoughts and goals, my physical activity level, my sacred work and home relationships. My heart is always the power center that adds its force for whatever I mindfully choose to create. When my heart is fully open and filled with love, including every living thing, as well as myself, my life soars and my soul sings its own frequency song throughout the universe. When my heart is fully open and filled with love for every living thing, including myself. My life soars, and my soul sings its own frequency song throughout the universe. When my heart is fully open and filled with love for every living thing, including myself, my life soars and my soul sings its own frequency song throughout the universe. Every treasure is freely given. The abundance and bounty of this world is mine to joyfully experience. Every treasure is freely given. The abundance and bounty of this world is mine to joyfully experience. I do not withhold from myself. I am Source, giving all to myself. There is no other. I am Source, giving all to myself. There is no other. I am Source, giving all to myself. There is no other. I'd like you now to invite the angels from the heart of God, the seraphims, the Elohims, the ascended masters, into your energy field. And we will complete this healing temple. But first, I'd like you to feel their presence as each arrives to greet you in profound levels of love that you may never have encountered or consciously felt before. This love is easy for you to feel as it is your own home frequency. It is the truth of who you are. You are now coming home to yourself. Enjoy this feeling of love as its very presence releases and dispels every dense energy that may have lingered within your field. Enjoy this feeling of love as its very presence releases and dispels every dense energy that may have lingered within your field. Please tune in and accept these words of power and of awakening as we bring our mini angel healing temple or introduction to a close. I was created from love. I was created from love and have my being in love. My breath was born from love and is carried upon an ocean tide of love. In, out, in, out. The cells of my body are stars within a universe of love. Cells of my body are stars within a universe of love. My consciousness is held within a living expanse of love. Love is the rhythm, a single beat, and the creative power of now. Love is the rhythm, a single beat, and the creative power of now. And so it is. So please carry these energies with you into your eternal now moment as you take a deep breath and begin to fully embody the love that you are. And as you take another deep breath, begin to become more and more aware of the room that you are in, your physical position, and begin to move and to experience the beauty and incredible creation that is your physical body. Begin to run your hands and fingers up your arms and down your arms. Touch your face with love and come back to your physical reality. Open your eyes and sit up and hold this frequency while I share the story of how my living angel and sacred site paintings came to be and the message of the angel of the sunflowers that she has for humanity. And a personal thank you to beautiful Loren for welcoming this short taste of the longer and bit more in-depth session of the full Angel Healing Temple. So back to you, Loren. Would you like to share your experience?
Wow, thank you for that. I'm still reveling in the I am source. There's nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yes. Yes.
That is so empowering. For me, it's what I will continue to focus on the rest of this day and actually make it a regular mantra. And it's empowering because we're generating it. It's from us. I love that. So activating those words. And there was so much that went in there. Again, I invite our audience to take a moment and write down some of the love and the feeling and the vibration that you experienced. Part of me wants to laugh, but another part of me knows this is it. This is the secret. This is how we create. This is quantum. So I love that. And our hearts are wide open and wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. My privilege, believe me, truly my privilege.
Wow. All right. So we're going to hold that frequency. I'm just swimming in it. I love it.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
And
I would
so,
love to share my story about how I began painting the angels
mm-hmm.
and how they're available for people to purchase prints of each one of the angels that I painted. Would you like me to start that story and you can just kind of come back a little bit?
Thank you. Yes. Okay. The angel of sunflowers. Now, let's just preface this with my logical mind, which is sunflowers follow the sun. Their face follows the sun. It tracks the
It
sun.
sure does. It sure
Um,
does.
Oh my gosh. And I'm getting the message that our hearts follow the sun too. Our hearts follow the divine frequency source. So, with that, I will let you share the message from the angels of sunflowers.
I'm going to give you a little bit of background on how this began, and I'll make it quick. I went to a 1-day retreat because I had signed up for the cacao ceremony part. I had never experienced a cacao ceremony, and I was really curious to find out what that was. But I ended up staying for the whole retreat because the cacao ceremony was at the end of the day, and I didn't know that. But there was a lovely man that was speaking there called John Thunderheart, and he was talking about drums and giving demonstrations of drums from around the world. He held a special ceremony of his own involving drums and the heartbeat of the Earth Mother. And I was sitting next to him at a table. I think it was for lunch, and he said, I would be happy to do a free card reading for you, gratis on the house if you like. And I said, oh, yes, I'd love that. So he laid out all the cards. We had many decks. And he said to me, the Ascended Masters are telling me to share with you that it would be wonderful for you to start your painting again. Now, he didn't know me. We had just met each other. And so this was truly a message from the Ascended Masters. And I said, oh, okay, I will do that. And so I took that message and brought it home with me. And a day or two later, I noticed my blank canvases sitting in the corner of my bedroom. I picked those canvases up, I picked my paints up, and I came into my kitchen table where I am now. And I thought, what shall I paint? And I answered myself, well, you're working with angel healing temples right now. Why don't you paint angels and let each angel come through as it wants to? And you can give the energy of that particular angel. So I painted 3 angels and a sacred site, which is also going to be part of my painting, angels and sacred sites. But these are the 3 that will start this cycle of painting. And the first angel I painted was the angel of love, and she was the pink Christ light as expressed through the angels. And as I painted her, I heard my teachers say, each painting will be a living doorway, a living gateway for each person to have those living frequencies within their home. You can consider each painting a living frequency portal. So I painted the angel of the sunflowers. And this is the message I got. I sat down that night because I felt that she had a message. And I thought, well, how shall I hear her message? And I answered myself again, well, just tune into her energies, and the message will flow naturally. And that's exactly what happened. So I started with tuning into her energies. She is beautiful, mature, wise, a mother goddess energy to the sunflowers. And her message started pouring through. And I typed it up because I can't remember it all. So I'm going to read it. And here it is. Magic is afoot. In this time of great transformation, along with great chaos, there is also great beauty and power for humanity to stabilize, cleanse, and to renew individual cells and energy fields through the living and vital matrix of nature. We are here for you in times of high stress, releasing of the old and the introduction of the new. We will help you to release and to move from the caterpillar stage to the butterfly that you have always been, but resisted becoming. We can ease so much of the stress while you become a new human as an integral part of the new earth, which influences the entire cosmos. Sometimes, while in the midst of deep chrysalis stages, we see that you isolate and separate as a part of a fear reaction. You withdraw to protect yourself when what you need is to expand to protect yourself. Because you don't realize that you are in the midst of becoming both a new earth and a galactic being, you create a false belief that no one could possibly understand the feelings that you feel. And this is because you don't understand your own process. When you look around searching for someone, anyone that you can communicate with, look no further than the trees in your yard or neighborhood park. Lean your back against a solid tree trunk while letting your consciousness follow its roots deep into the earth. When you search for stability, count on the trees to stabilize you. The tree kingdom wants you to know that they are here for you right now. When you want to be able to flow with the natural ebb and flow of life, look to the creeks, lakes, and rivers and oceans who are the masters of flow. Place your hand into the flowing water and let your hand trail in a figure 8 gently back and forth. Become one with the dynamic of flow. When you want to tap into the living force and intelligence of beauty, the flowers are here for you. Touch their petals. Let their energies fill every cell of your being. Beauty alone can uplift you to the higher realms of self as all. When you specifically want to feel and to embody the brightness of your individual ray of light, join with the upward shining energy of the sunflowers. We express the dynamic of the sun that gathers and focuses the cosmic rays throughout your universe and then shines them with brilliance onto the earth and every living being within its life-giving rays. Sunflowers help you to stand upright when external forces might beat you down. Sunflowers align you with your path of highest good, with your truest path of right livelihood. When you need direction and highest self-expression, we are here for you as examples of how to stand in your own truth. Let your children play outside while supervised as often as possible to diffuse the tension that they may feel from stressed out parents and society. This tension is diffused by having feet, yes, even with shoes, on the ground, grass, and earth, so that the subtle tension that is carried isn't expressed in mental and physical imbalance. We, nature, are here for you and always have been as living beings with individual gifts and as one living matrix of life without which you would have no life. When you feel afraid or overwhelmed and you feel that no one understands, we, the living forces of earth, feel exactly what you're going through and understand at deeper levels than you do. Immerse yourself in our healing and balancing rhythms. Pause, breathe, and receive all that we have for you. We are available and ready to assist with this powerful chrysalis stage so that when the butterfly stretches her newly formed wings into the sunshine of the new earth, we all move together as one with the greatest clarity and awareness of the oneness of all of life. This is the underwritten score to the multifaceted symphony of this cycle of humanity's evolution. These words are not mere poetry. These words that express this transformation are divine law, are fact, are true. We are one. Together we rise. The angel of the sunflowers.
Together we rise. Beautiful message from the angel of the sunflowers. So perfect for new earth anchoring and so perfect for the love that the self-love that we generate from within our heart. So precious. I love that. I'm hoping everyone feels that. Share with us in the comments where you're watching this video on YouTube and tell us how you're feeling. We would love to hear from you. All right. Well, the work that you bring through is so full of light and so full of love, and you are just a beacon for this awakening process. Thank you for your long journey of assisting the planet tirelessly.
You're
Yes.
just so welcome. And I say the exact same thing to you. You are also a goddess of light. You are also a beacon of light for people on this planet to reach on to that and to help them to become that light. You are a mirror of their own divinity. And I thank you for that.
Excellent. And at this moment, I want to thank everyone watching because you too, watching, have that light. We all know why we incarnated on the planet at this time. And no matter how we can get buffeted by the winds of change, we always have this center of the heart, the power center of love, the first drip of love from our heart. And so that is so important at this time. And I loved in the angel healing temple today, the reinforcement of that was, again, I just have to share, so empowering that if one listens to this several times, you're going to feel that love just overflow from within. That is how we create. That is how New Earth is here. That is our life force energy. So beautiful. So I want to invite everyone. We're so excited to invite everyone to join Elisha in live workshops.
I will have more time to go into self worth, into divine self worth, helping each person, helping when it's a group session, and you can sign up for an individual session anytime. The group sessions happen on particular dates, the individual sessions are available anytime. So, is it okay if I mention my website, Angel, or not?
Yes,
Okay.
please. That's fine.
Yes, www.angelhealingtemples.com. And you can find the pictures of the angels there. You can find, of course, sign up on Loren's page because that's what this podcast is all about. And I am beyond grateful to you, Loren, for allowing me to express this part of myself and to share this part of myself, my life, and my message with the world. I'm just profoundly grateful.
We are so grateful for you as well. Thank you for that. And so we are so excited to have these events and these sacred portals. It really is a portal to your love line. It is a portal to your direct connection to source. And you're going to be held by the angels in what we witnessed today in this mini taste of an angel healing temple. Then you were going to be in a longer duration.
We'll also touch on, because it's so important to so many people, is divine abundance and prosperity that is also inherent
Yeah.
within your I am presence, within your wholeness, is the ever flooding abundance that flows from the heart of God. And it's us that block it. And so we're going to go into those more deeply as well.
Excellent. So it's an activation not only on your self-love and your love, but self-worth. That's a huge
Yes,
one for light workers. And also the abundance. I don't
yes,
think we can work on this enough. There are some light workers out there that, and I believe this is from past lives and our feeling of worthiness, but there's also programs that we carry that say spirit does not want you to sell spirituality. Spirit gets angry when you do the money. What are your thoughts on this? And how do we walk and live in this world with belief systems like that? Would you say that those are old and in the way, those beliefs,
Oh,
and they need
gosh,
to,
yes. Gosh,
yeah.
yes. That is a complete illusion of the ego and the presence of fear that we have
Mhm.
carried from lifetime to lifetime, from age to age, that the cultures have brought with them from age to age, that supports and reproduces any fear about the abundant being that you naturally are. You are a sparkle of the essence of source. Look behind Loren in that beautiful, excuse me, beautiful environment. Source creates those flowers. Source creates every leaf of every tree, every petal of every flower in this planet, which is vast and amazingly huge and never stops. Source is always creating abundance, and you are a sparkle of Source that has the ability to create that abundance. Any illusion of limitation is simply that. It is simply an illusion of the ego that does not want you to expand into the most that you can be, the most that you can give. You know, there's that old saying, if you have nothing for yourself, you have nothing to build something wonderful with to serve the planet. You have nothing to give to people in your life, your family, to help your family, to help your neighbors, to help wonderful charities that you would love to be able to support and to donate to, but you can't because you're trying to survive and to get by. So for us to become the masters of our realities, the masters of love, it is required for us to open our hearts to our own abundance, to our own prosperity, to the ability to create as Source does, which is unlimited and unending.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing on that. I know it's very helpful for some because we don't, and this is part, it goes to the self-worth. When we
Yeah,
truly love ourselves and value ourselves, then we will not have an issue asking for the energy exchange. And that is simply what it is. And so if we reset that mentality as one of we are stepping into service, we deserve to have an energy exchange from that. The reciprocity of our service comes to us rather in gifts, an equal exchange, or a monetary amount. And so
absolutely.
that's really important. And we've been talking about that lately. So thank you for sharing
Oh,
on it
good.
because it does assist us. It assists us in
Yes.
stepping into service and being assistance to this great awakening that's underway. And I know a lot
That's
of
right.
people, as we go through this awakening of our own, we do the work internally, and now we're ready to stand up and offer a
Yeah,
hand to others. And we need to know the best way to consciously ask for that energy exchange without feeling bad about it. So thank you. And the angels are here to help us. So those sessions, those live sessions with Elisha, Gabriell, will assist you in elevating to the highest frequency. I'm sure you've already felt the frequency that you witnessed today. So join in these programs. You can register now and get access to them. They will be recorded if you can't join live, but it's such a special treat if you're there live in the energy. So, Alicia, anything else you'd like to say about this beautiful opportunity to work with the angel healing temples?
there are many ways. There are many tools to support us in letting go of the old and moving into the new. This is one that the angels specifically brought to me and said this way can be a very powerful way of letting go of the old you, of moving through the chrysalis stage and into the full expression of the beautiful, magnificent butterfly of many colors.
And we have our angel wings, our butterfly wings are expanding and they're starting to flutter. And as they flutter, they touch all hearts around our
That's
planet.
right. I love that. Yes.
Beautiful. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. And Elisha, thank you for being here. We thank the angels and the high frequency that you've uplifted us to. We have shifted, and the world is a better place for that. Thank you so much. And again, we're excited for everyone to join and work with Elisha Gabriell and the Angels of Healing. Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.